What's going on? I go by the name of Young Citizen, YUNG to be exact. Born and raised in the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina, and I am on episode 3 of Underground Sound.
Got myself to see the big picture. You not alone, I'm right there with ya. Trust me, get up. Guess I gotta be more stricter. Keep my head up, getting more slicker. I know, yeah.
Young Citizen honestly came when I was like 15, 16 years old. You know, me and the homies were making music and they were like, yo, like, we all need like an artist name. And so it's just like, at first it's like real cheesy and like, it could sound corny at first, but it's like, I'm a citizen of America and I'm young, like, but I'm gonna take the O out and just make it unique like that. And then it just stuck. I started getting into music, honestly, like growing up as a kid, you know, my family's, they're all into music. When we go on road trips, you know, my pops would just like blast Earth, Wind & Fire like every day. Michael Jackson, you know, but we would really listen to Earth, Wind & Fire a ton. Like I know all those albums. Once I got to high school, as far as my seriousness in music, I feel like it did start when the Fruity Loops was like the main, like it was like the buzz of like the music industry, like when I was 16. It just started becoming a hobby, you know, when I'm home from school or on the weekends, I would pull up Fruity Loops and just like start messing with beats and stuff like that, and stuff just started sounding good. Both my parents being in my life, you know, they thought music was like a waste of time for me, but when I got to college, that's when my dad was like, well, hold up, son, like you're actually kind of nice. My pop's been managing me since I was in college, you know, and he helps, you know, with all the other things outside of me creating. He just wants me to focus on creating, and he'll focus on the other things, whether it's booking shows, reaching out to, you know, media outlets and things like that, or handling, you know, brand partnerships and stuff like that. Like he handles all that stuff, so that way I can just focus on making the music. It's been dope, you know, that father-manager relationship is kind of a challenge sometimes. Just parents are always like, I'm right, you're wrong, because, you know, they're the parent, you're the child. But there's times where I'm like, okay, well, let's just try it this way.
There are times I thought he was going to fire me, you know, because we've had some pretty heated conversations, and I respect that. Chris and I have developed Young. I always go back between Young and Chris. He and I have worked very hard. I want him to know that I wouldn't be here as his manager if I didn't believe in the music, right? And I need him to know that if you ask me my opinion, I'm gonna give it to you, but you have the final word. It's getting better because I'm kind of taking a step back, letting him have total control over the creative stuff. I'm handling the business stuff, and I'm also doing whatever he tells me to do, right? Because again, I work for him.
When you listen to my music, it's very melodic, not necessarily on the vocal part, but more so on the production side. My creative process is like, it's pretty simple. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's just making sure I have a melody. A melody is like the first thing I gotta have. So I start off with the melody first, then I add in the drums, then I figure out the cadence and lyrics, and then it just goes from there, then it turns into a whole record. What's special about Lunchbox Records, it's a historic spot. I come here, I crate dig, look for records to listen to, get records to possibly sample and flip, you know, but crate digging is like an art. It's almost like a soothing, it's like a therapy almost, you know, for me, because I like to just get old school records and just listen to them. I feel like lyrically and musically, I've grown a lot. It just came from me just studying the game. Like I'm studying different producers, watching documentaries, listening to music and listening to some of these artists' cadences and things like that. But it really just boiled down to me just studying Earth, Wind & Fire, the Neptunes, Pharrell, Jay-Z back in the day, Nas. Now I'm listening to a lot of stuff. Like it's these cats from California called Brain Story. They're like a jazz group. Sonny Colon, he's an R&B pop singer. He got some dope stuff out there from the West Coast. A lot of my inspiration comes from the West Coast. I just love it out there too. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not believe in writer's block. Writer's block is a myth. It's like a lot of people can't get out what they want to do because they have so much in their mind. There's actually a practice that I do on the daily. I've been doing this for almost a year and a half. It's called the morning pages. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I open up a journal and I write 3 pages every morning. It's like a routine. And literally what I'm doing is I'm just getting everything out of my mind that I'm thinking about. That way I can be clear for the rest of the day. I love reading books that are like based on like building your life, empowerment and things like that. I love getting inspired by these authors and how to move forward in your life, like, you know, in a positive way. I love mentoring kids, talking to them, and just giving my whole positive, you know, aspect of life. It really started back in 2017. My brother-in-law, he was the head coach here at one point. He hit up me and my homie, which is now my pastor. His name is Kanan Greer, and literally was just like, listen, I want you guys to just come in and just talk to the kids, you know, give them a whole different aspect of life. These kids come from, you know, like low socioeconomic areas. So we're just trying to let them know, like, look, you can get out of the hood. They got so much going on in their mind. Some got to pay the bills. Some got to provide for the families. As soon as they left practice, they had to go to work. Recently, they just started calling me coach. I didn't want to be called coach. I just wanted to be part of the team, help these kids out, talk to them, be in their lives, take some of them out to dinner, just be that positive mentor in their lives. And they just started calling me the life coach, you know, so I just, you know, I was just like, okay, cool.
You'll see Chris as a person, you'll see who he is in his music. Because like I said, when you listen to the lyrics, he's talking about things that he's either lived through or he believes in. And you'll find that his music is very uplifting, inspirational. The music brings you in, but the lyrics speak to you because he's all about motivating people, inspiring people, all the good that can come out of people. That's what Young is about, and we hope with the new music that people will see that, gravitate to it. In 2022, he's finally doing it the way he wants to, and he's much happier, and it's getting done, you know.
The Formula projects that I just came out with, the whole concept of that brand and that project, it's called a formula. Literally, when it comes to formula, you're trying to come up with a solution, right? So the whole point of the brand is I'm trying to figure it out. I'm figuring it out as I'm going. You know, what's the right sound, what's the right cadence, what's the right lyric. Those projects are me just going through the process. And at the end of the day, that's what life is all about. I just came out with a video. The title is Wake Up. I came out with Formula 3. I got Formula 4 and 5 on the way, and then got some videos with them too. I'm opening up with Goodie Mob in March. That's my first show of the year. And then we got some projects coming after that. So I'm just like, it's just foot on the gas pedal right now. You know, 2021 for me, I didn't put nothing out all year just because I just needed to get myself together mentally. 2021 was about planning, and 2022 is all about execution. Like, we just going for it, you know, doing things our way and how we want to do it.
Then I start clicking my heels to the ride to this beat. Need ever wanna follow my speed? Let's close doors, more keys. Carolina Rose on freeze. Wishing I could fly to the Keys. That will be more free. Something in my mind hit the dough. Put on my fresh fit.